42 million people could be going without food by November if there's no resolution, because their SNAP/food stamp benefits will be cut off. Did you know that approximately 40% of the SNAP recipients are children? Children. And majority of the rest are people who are vulnerable. So elderly people, people with disabilities, people who are not physically able to provide for themselves. There are people in our country right now who tell their kids every night that they're not hungry because the SNAP benefits that they get are only enough to provide food for their children. So when their children look at them and say, "Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, Auntie, Uncle, why aren't you eating?" They're saying, "I'm not hungry," because they don't have enough money to buy food for them and their children. I want you to understand that the SNAP benefits that people are already receiving are not enough to feed people and their families. And that doesn't even account for people who live in food deserts, where their local supermarket and the only place that they can get fresh produce is miles and miles away, but people are not receiving pay. So they may not be able to pay their car note. They may not be able to put gas in their vehicle. They may already be having to decide between groceries or paying their mortgage or their rent. They might be on their way to eviction, and the cost of living is already absolutely unlivable. And now people stand to lose the only access they have to food. Scary times.
It is such a big shame that American people will starve with hunger while their president is giving bailouts to countries with low economic factors. First time viewers and subscribers, I'm Marvin, and please and kindly feel free to hit the subscribe icon below and follow my page. You can as well share this video to your family and friends so that they can know what is going on around this food stamp era. Most of all, like this video up. On today's episode, we'll focus in terms of administration, where come next month, November, starting from 1st, most households will lack food stamps. We all know food stamps are there to help the low-income individuals. Black Americans here have come out and react to this. They wanted it to themselves. Now they have received it. A perfect powerful moment for MAGA people. In this video, I have not heard of any case of a Black American arguing that he or she has not received any food stamp in his household. It is only the white folks who are clearly blaming Trump and cussing out Trump's name because they have not received food stamps up to now. The government is not circulating enough money to support food stamps. Trump needs to look into the welfare of Americans. He clearly needs to also look up to the welfare of American citizens, not only the white folks. Let's watch the following videos I've compiled, and we'll come back and discuss more strong commentary about this. Let's watch.
So they just announced that if the government continues to be shut down, people will not get their food stamps in November. Millions of children, disabled, elderly, people who just happen to be laid off because this economy is trash and Trump's tariffs are ruining everything and small businesses are going under and they can't keep their employees, so people are losing their jobs. Those people will not be getting food in November. And Republicans are trying to blame Democrats by saying, oh, well, Democrats keep voting to keep the government shut down. No. Democrats are voting so millions of people don't lose their health insurance. So millions of people don't have to pay higher premiums. They're voting to reverse the Medicaid cuts that Republicans put in place. That's what they're voting for. Because Republicans rather help their corporate buddies in healthcare by trying to get everybody to pay higher premiums instead of provide affordable healthcare to millions of people across the country, which is their job. That's why the government is shut down. And they're willing to make millions of people starve to get it done. So if the government continues to be shut down, nobody's getting food stamps in November. Thank a Trump supporter near you.
So apparently food stamps might not be distributed for November. And, you know, for everything that's happening, all of this shit was avoidable. And one thing about me, I don't like when people put me in situations that were 100% avoidable. It gets me upset. It's getting so bad in these streets to the point I've seen families on the corner in the Bronx asking people to buy them rice, water, and things of that nature from the supermarket. Like, it's getting bad. Like, I can only imagine what these streets are gonna be like if you can't get food for 1 month. Like, for 1 month, do you know I might not go to work, bitch? You're not about to rob me. Nigga said I live and I'm from the South Bronx. You picture it. Like, no funny shit, I'm going to get a generator. Like, I was like, I'm about to buy a generator because I don't know. It's just like the way the world is going, you need to have everything prepared because it just seems like everything is just so unexpected now. 2026, I'm just scared of it.
Okay, so it's a lady in Memphis crying about her food stamps being gone. She got 5 kids. My question to this lady in Memphis, if you knew you couldn't take care of 1 and 2, why did you have 3, 4, and 5? I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I don't feel sorry for none of these folks out here crying about no damn food stamps. Not even a little bit. I mean, y'all need to get out there and figure it out like the rest of us do. But another question is, where's your baby daddies at? Y'all sit here crying and yelling, screaming, hooting, hollering about your food stamps getting taken away. Where's your baby daddy? Why you not raising such a big fuss about your baby daddy not helping you? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Am I wrong? I don't care what y'all say because I'm going to feel how I feel. I'm not going to change it. I don't feel sorry for them. Not even a little bit. Are y'all feeling sorry for all these yahoos out here crying about food stamps? Get the fuck out.
There will be no food stamps benefits issued for November 1st. So that means you're not going to have no money on your card to get food. All right. And what happens in November? Thanksgiving. Okay. There's people who need this that are struggling to feed their families because of the shape that the country's in, because groceries are so expensive, right? But now they're not going to get this money that they were expecting. And you know what? The money that they got last month probably wasn't enough to hold them over for the whole month. So they're waiting for November 1st to come so that they can buy their groceries, right? They're waiting. They're eating whatever's left in their house and waiting for November 1st to buy their groceries. But 80% of the people on food stamps are in those red states that voted for that guy. 80% of you voted for him. And he said he was going to do this, Project 2025. Let's get rid of those Democratic programs that he hates so much that you guys were benefiting, right? And now you're not going to have any money to buy food in November. Think about your choices next time. Think about how much you hate someone for being a different religion or a different race. This is what people were standing on, immigration, right? Immigration. And I don't want them to get health insurance and I don't want them to get food stamps. They weren't getting it, but they were contributing to it, right? They were working here and contributing into the Medicaid and the food stamps that you were getting that they weren't eligible for. And now they're being taken away from you. You see how that works? You see how the universe works? Maybe you'll make a better decision next time. Ya tú sabes.
Who should be blamed? Is it the Democrats or Republicans? Let's continue watching the above videos and we'll come back at the end and discuss more implications of food stamps in United States of America. Remember, coming next month, no food stamp will be available for low-income individuals in United States of America. Trump is helping out Argentina while his people are starving with hunger in America. Let's continue watching.
So the U.S. Department of Agriculture put out a statement on October 10th saying that if the government shutdown prolongs, there likely will not be enough funds to distribute EBT and SNAP benefits, essentially food stamps, throughout the month of November and beyond. And the fact that this is happening as we go into peak holiday season seems very intentional and terrible. Now, I will say that these are likely the only actions that are going to incentivize these MAGA voters to not vote Republican in the upcoming midterms. Because one, their specific group is overrepresented unprecedented in the percentage of recipients of government assistance. And two, let's not forget why the government is shut down in the first place. The Democrats are trying to hold out, and they need to continue to do so because they couldn't come to an agreement with the Republicans on a spending bill. This spending bill in its original format, if approved, would make it incredibly hard or impossible for people who have unique vulnerabilities to access their health care. Had the Republicans not pushed for this bullshit, the government would still be open and people would still be getting their food stamps in November. Now, I'm a person who doesn't receive food stamps. I would like food stamps.
What I'm starting to realize is that a lot of people don't really understand the relationship that Black Americans have with white people in this country. They think it's a symbiotic relationship. They think that our relationship with white people is mutually beneficial. They don't get that a lot of the privileges that we have in this country, I wouldn't even call them privileges, right? A lot of the things we fought for in this country were paid for in blood. That's the relationship that we have with white people in this country. Anything that we have was paid for in blood. We had to fight for it. We had to kill for it. And we were killed for it. We do not have a mutually beneficial relationship with white people in this country. It is parasitism. It is parasitism. I'm also realizing that a lot of people simply don't care. That includes people of the diaspora and people of color. November 2024. We asked you to take the chicken out of the freezer. We came home and the chicken was still frozen. Not only that, you took the chicken and you threw it at us. You said you didn't want chicken, you wanted steak. And Black people said, cool, but I'm not buying a steak. You got to buy your own steak. And you had a temper tantrum. And you cheered and tried to starve us. You wanted us to starve. And you rejoiced when you thought we were starving, only to find out we have food in the pantry.
I'm gonna tell you like this right here. If you done got your stamps for this month, or you haven't got them yet, if you done got your stamps, or when you get your stamps for this month, don't go running trying to sell your damn stamps. Don't go running buying all that goddamn junk food, them knickknacks and all that bullshit. Don't be trying to do nothing else other than put some grocery in that refrigerator and some grocery in that deep freezer, because I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening. So that whole rumor talk about no stamps being issued in November is a fact. Nobody in America that's in the EBT or part of the EBT program will receive food stamps in the month of November. Nowhere in the United States. If they have a government SNAP EBT program wherever you are, they will not be issuing no benefits. Now, this is the crazy thing. I don't know if y'all really believe a lot of the stuff or if y'all are reading up on it, but bro, brace yourself, because it's not just November. Listen to me, it's not just November. It's not just November. They trying to phase out and get rid of food stamps, just like they trying to do the Section 8, the government assistant, anything that's government assisted, any programs, they trying to get rid of all of that. You see what I mean? And they telling everybody it's to save money and it's the this and it's that. That's not what it's for. That's not what it's for. Don't be no food. A lot of y'all, like I said, a lot of y'all wake up and run the social media and bullshit. Y'all receive food stamps. Y'all get some type of government assistance. Y'all better start waking up and looking what's going on around y'all. Because like I said, you gonna wake up one day in the world and the life that you know and used to and feel like you entitled to, that shit gonna change. And they doing it right in front of your eyes. Like I said, you gonna wake up one morning and you're not gonna be able to walk in your grocery store and swipe that damn EBT card and fill up your pantry. You see what I mean? So for y'all, for the ones who don't know what's going on, for the ones that's not resourceful, for the ones that's not self-efficient, y'all better get on y'all shit. You would not get food stamps come November. And if y'all haven't been paying attention, don't sit here and just think, come December, they're going to give me my November stamps and my December. No, they are not, because the way they talking, the way this Trump administration talking, you might not get them come December. And I'm being honest.
Did you guys realize that there's so many people talking about the food stamp cut that's going on, as far as like people not getting their food stamps for the month of November? But what I'm gonna say is probably not going to benefit you or change the narrative of what's going on for the month of November. But what I am going to say is that you guys realize that around the first of the month, when the majority of people get their food stamps around the first of the month. Not everybody. Some people get them like on the 3rd, the 15th. It all depends. I don't know if it goes by your last name or what. But majority, if not all of these grocery stores around the U.S., they depend on those billions of dollars worth of food stamps to come in every single month. They prep for it every month at their grocery store. That's why when you go into a store around the first of the month, you see fresh grapes. Everything looks so fresh and pretty because they know that it's going to leave those shelves quick. You guys realize, even if it's just the month of November and people don't get their food stamps, do you know how bad that's going to hurt the grocery stores? All those turkeys that's coming from all those farms is going to sit there. Millions of turkeys. They're going to have to get that stuff away. They can't let it just sit there and spoil. All that meat that sits there, guys, they have to mark that meat down and give it to you and sell it to you for discounted prices. Only people with cash is going to be able to afford that food. You guys realize how bad it's going to hurt the meat producers, the butchers, the farmers, the people who produce the vegetables and everything. So this is way bigger than you guys think. A lot of people is thinking, well, Thanksgiving's going to be bad. It could be bad if people don't get their food stamps because they're dependent on it. But just think about how big of a freaking disaster it's going to be on our economy, man. All it's going to take is just 1 month of people not getting their food stamps, and watch what happens in those grocery stores. Those meat prices is going to drop. Those vegetable prices is going to drop. Those fruit prices is going to drop. They're not going to throw that stuff in the trash can, guys. Not when they can at least make something off of it. But you guys leave me your comments on this topic. I'm just really curious. I think the grocery stores are going to suffer just as much as the people who are not getting their SNAP benefits for the month of November.
Up to now, can we get to a conclusion and say Trump is to be blamed in all failures his government is doing? From US government shutting down to no food stamp for American citizens come next month, November 1st. So sad. It is such a big shame to Trump's regime. He needs to look up to the welfare of Americans. With the videos we have just watched, have you heard a black American arguing or crying out loud saying he didn't receive his food stamp come this month or come next month? When a government shutdown, it means no spending is done, and spending it means the government should send resources into food stamp so that the individuals who are struggling to get income can get food into their households. We all know the SNAP benefits. It helps also children not to get hungry. It also uplifts American families so that they can be at the same level. This episode is all about creating awareness. We need to uplift the American people. The food stamp needs to be available to these people. But they are the ones who are suffering. A perfect moment for MAGA people because they are the majority of people who get these food stamps. I believe black Americans have a humble portion of their income. That's why they can support themselves. Majority of black Americans do not use these food stamps. If I'm wrong, kindly correct me on this. What's your take in this episode, family? Should we blame the Democrats or Republicans? Should we blame Donald Trump? Or should we blame the people who voted for Trump? Let me know your response on the comment section below and I will humbly respond to you. See you on the next episode, and remember, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Goodbye.